Alright, let's get this thing going here. Alright, what's going on, guys? So today I am going to just do like a little morning routine video live, though. I think this is pretty valuable, and I know a lot of people like aren't really sure how to find stocks to trade and that type of deal. So I'm gonna go through what I do every morning, and yeah, hopefully it helps you guys out. So first off, Um, I already know the stock I'm gonna look into right now. If you guys are looking to figure out how to find what stocks to look into, I made two videos already. One I think is called um, Day Trader's Daily Routine, and I think the other is called I don't know, maybe like building a watch list or something. So I want to dive into NBEV a little bit. I know there were some There was some news yesterday. I want to kind of go over it, see what you guys think, um, and like why it was moving and that type of deal. All right, so right off the bat, let's get started. Um, Gotta get a couple things pulled up first, and then we will start researching what happened and whatnot. All right, so this is the spreadsheet that I use. Uh, you'll have to build your own. Uh, all right, so that's ready. We'll actually use this whole screen. So here's why I'm looking at NBEV. Yesterday, let's go to 2-day, 5 minute. Yesterday, NBEV was really doing nothing. It actually has been kind of taking a hit uh, with reason. It's not that great of a company, but this thing was trading, 360s to 370s, and then they threw out some news yesterday, and the stock went way up all the way, almost $1. Uh, so that captured my attention. And this was on SSR yesterday. Yes, it was. This is a 10% move. So it was on SSR. That means I haven't made a video on SSR, but SSR is short sale restriction, and that means that if you're a short seller, you cannot just hit the bid. So if I want to short NBEV today, I could just put in an order to sell 200 shares at $4.55. Whereas yesterday, I have to put an order on this side of $4 and maybe 57 cents or 56 cents, and someone has to actually buy my shares from me. I can't just sell into the bid. Okay, so that's SSR. Now, yesterday, let's bring this screen back up. What happened with NBEV? Let's see. NBEV. I actually have not read into the news at all. It wasn't an interest to me yesterday, but now it looks like NBEV wants to go a little bit higher, and that makes me happy because I want to get short this thing. I don't see the news on. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure they must have filed an 8K. Now, my broker does have a news aggregator, so I could be using that, but I feel like for your guys' sake, um, this will be the most effective. Okay, well, I'm having a tough time finding the news. Let's pull up NBEV on my screen. Let's see where I can find the news. Yeah, okay, right here. Yesterday's date, yep, was the 28th. And then we have, pull this up. All right, let's see here. That is a Twitter thing. Um, every time I stream, my computer starts to go so slow. Oh, this is it. Yeah, this is the news. Is this going? This is the one that pushed it higher. So, where is? I want to see the Farm Bill news. I guess I can't. Why am I having so many problems so far this morning? What's going on here? Why can't I get these links? All right. This guy posted it. No, we did not. He just posted the screenshot of someone buying 30,000 shares. All right, well, it's worth nothing to me. Why is this not clickable? All right. Cannabis infused rips higher amid positive farm bill development. Okay. Higher Wednesday after positive up farm bill. Why is this important? 2018 Farm Bill is an important piece of legislation that would reauthorize the country's 900 billion worth of food agriculture. Blah 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 blah. For the cannabis industry, regards make CBD sales legal under U.S. So, okay, what's important to do, right? You want to read the news completely. So, really, I didn't read it in time and now I have to subscribe. Oh, okay. So, um, I think this is not, I don't think this is the first time NBev has moved off of, kind of lame news like this. How is this really gonna affect NBev? Well, let's be real, it's probably not gonna do much. Uh, and this is what happens. A lot of people think these things are really important, and they're actually not that important. This basically just when for the stock to move the way it did up $1 per share, you know, let me just show you guys one thing. Q3. Hold on, I haven't seen this yet. Okay, Roth Capital and red flag. Not a red flag. It's not, I mean, Roth Capital just does a lot of underwriting, and they're the placement agent for a lot of these companies. So, let's go back to the 10Q, and I just want to show you guys kind of like NBev isn't like a full-on scam. It's just, they're really probably not going to make much money down the road. I don't think. So, if we look at the balance sheet, we can see the cash position has, grown tremendously. Where like nothing else has really changed. Inventory is the same. Or inventories are up a little bit. Blah, blah, blah. But the company really turned around. They just gained, I mean, their current assets just went up by, I mean, millions and millions and millions. Like 28 million basically. Look at even more. Uh, and how did they do this without actually selling any of their product? Let's look at the revenues. So they actually aren't having any, they didn't have any revenue growth from September Q3 2017 to Q3 2018. They actually declined in revenues, operating at, so they're not paying for as much advertising. General and administrative expenses went up. Legal and professional went down. That's not really a big deal. But basically, they lost $3 million from their business, but their cash position went up $28 million. And how did they do this? Well, if we go down here and we look at on the cash flow statement and we look at cash flows from financing activities, we can see that they issued common stock for cash. And I've gone over this a few times before, but basically what happens is you sell stock for cash. Okay, you're selling ownership. If I own a business and I want to sell half of it, I want in return, I mean, I guess you can do other things, but generally you're going to get cash for that. You're going to sell your ownership in your company and you're going to receive money for that ownership. And that's what they did. And let me just put it into a little bit better perspective. Let me pull up a 3-month chart. Basically, let's actually look. I'll actually look. This is not the video I intended to make, but this always seems to happen because this is what interests me the most. I'm pulling this back up. All right, so when did NBev have that massive run from $1 to $10? Well, that was in September, and then it had this big dip, and then it went back up before melting. A beautiful double top, might I add. So, if we go to the SEC filings, we can see that in September, what was going on here? This one, let's take a look at it. Uh, so, $50 million of common stock, okay? And then we can see sales agent, Roth Capital. I really should be tracking all of these for you guys so you guys can see, how often their names appear. This is $50 million, not 50 million shares, not really anything. And what's going on is you can see our common stock traded, blah, 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 September 21, price $6.15. Okay. Um, so then you could read more into it. Uh, what's an important thing to read about this? This is going to be all the same stuff. Yeah, so not much in here other than, look at this and then let's see I wonder what their market cap was on this move. Because I'm pretty sure NBev is now well, I guess we can look here. NBev is now a 72, really 73 million, 72.8 times, what's the price? $4.50. Okay, so they're just under. Oh, no, they are wow. They're a 72 times 4.5. Okay, so yeah, they're a like 300 and but they have tons of cash. So if we go back and we see this, they had 72 million shares here. Whoops, wrong one. Where is New Age? Okay, so this is, yep, you know that. Let's look at all these real quick. Okay, joint book. This is still Roth. $5.08. What was it here? $5.08. What does this say? We are offering 12.9 million shares of our common stock. Public offering price. We have granted 48 options underwriters to dump basically 2 million more shares. They're using a shelf registration. Securities offered by us 12.9 million shares or about 15 common stock to be outstanding after this offering. Okay, so we know these guys got their shares off. What is the date on this? This is 11/9 and then this is 11/14 and we can see here. So Roth sold all of their shares or they have them, they might still be selling them. I'm actually not sure. Underwriters exercise their option to purchase additional shares in full. So this might be a pump for Roth to sell into. Now, notice the number 72 million. So now we know Roth did take it, 72 million, and they took it in full. Basically, now let's go to the Q before this. New Age. Here's quarter two. They had 40 million shares and now they have 72 million shares. So that you have a massive, massive, massive increase in shares outstanding. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look. We've done this. We don't need these. We know that this was a farm bill that is gonna pump up CBD. CBD. Is that gonna change you know, how much money NBev brings in? Is NBev gonna sell tons and tons of CBD drinks? I don't really think so, but possibly. Uh, so they have tons of cash now. They can really do whatever they want, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, this thing's still way overvalued. I was just looking at the total assets minus total liabilities. Uh, Comes out to about, I mean, 90 million divided by 72 million. Uh, you know, a little bit over $1 per share, but still, NBev is, I mean, they're selling drinks at a loss. There's nothing really exciting going on here. Now, if they have massive revenue growth, I don't know, maybe some people might jump in. But basically, that's NBev. I don't think there's any, I'm not even, I mean, I guess I could enter these numbers. I guess we'll enter all the numbers. Why not? What else are we gonna do other than research other companies? So as long as I just really don't want NBev to die. I want it to pop up this morning. I want to get some shares short. Maybe I'll probably sell some calls if I don't have shares available to short. Uh, so since I know people like when I do this, I'll just do it. All right, let's run through NBEV real quick. Oh, and the count. We're not gonna do the float. We're not gonna calculate the float. I'm just gonna use the numbers that I have on my computer that my broker gives me, unless they're wrong when I look this up. But if this says 72 mil, yeah, this is probably close to right. Okay, so here's how I do it. Days running. This would be day two. Percentage change. What's 460 to what's it at 440? Please don't die pre-market. Please. No one slammed this down yet. What am I thinking? 360 to 4, let's just say 50, 25%. That's enough for me to trade it. Some, not, I mean, not a lot of size, but some shares outstanding. They have 72.8 million. The float is 50 million, as we can see here. I'm taking the float right off of this. There's a real way to calculate the float. It takes a little bit longer, but yeah. Now let's see. Institutional ownership. It says 11% and 6.8%. Let's just take a quick look and see if we could find anything on Whale Wisdom. All right. We're going to look up NBEV. So this is 930. Probably hasn't changed that much, but 4.8 million shares. Now we can also use SEC filings to, check. Let me just show you real quick. So if you want to know what's going on with the insiders, you would go here to ownership. You know what? You guys don't pay for this. I'll just for if you aren't on Edgar, like this is what I used to use. And now I pay for BAMSEC because I'm always using it and it's just easier. All right, so you want to include ownership and you want to hit show all. And then you got form 4s here. All right, and then you can see, this is an actual person and they disposed gifted 900 shares, gifted. Okay, so this guy sold as a gift. Is this? I don't know why the price is so high, but um, let's keep going. Then you can look for 13s. I don't see any. I don't know why, because I saw one here. Oh, I'm wrong. I did not. So basically, no one's been really buying this. At least not a significant amount of this in quite a long time. And then you have the Marley Beverage Company, blah blah blah, whatever. Kind of meaningless. 2 million shares. Those 2 million shares were once 8% and now they are, well, I don't even know, nothing. All right, so no real institutional ownership. I'm pretty sure no insiders are buying. We just saw this one. Okay, bought. They acquired the shares, includes a grant of 1,738 shares. The award, so it was an award. They didn't actually buy. Let's look at this guy. He's got a lot of shares. Okay, so this was an exchange agreement, newly issued. All right. So also not really that crazy. Same thing, exchange agreement. Yep. Convertible C. Might be worth looking into the convertible C shares. 78,000. All right. That's a Form 3. All right. So still, I mean, yeah, so if we're calculating, right, there's a couple million shares that are held by insiders. So for this, we're just going to, uh, I'm just gonna trust these numbers, 11% and 6.8%. So 11%, and then insider ownership was 6.8%. Double check. Yes. Okay, earnings per share. I want to see the earnings per share last quarter. Financial statements, and then we go to the income statement. We want to go to quarterly, and we want to see earnings per share last quarter. We should probably just take the trailing 12 month. And you can see the dilution. You don't have to always look in the filings. You can see diluted weighted shares or weighted average shares 24, 32, 36, 39. You see how it's always going up? Not something you really want to see in your company. Let's take a look. So they lost, I mean, 8 cents a share is not that big of a deal, but they probably have no chance. So 8 cents a share on here. Sometimes you get it where they're losing dollars per share. Usually those are low floats, but let's just go minus point 0, or did I put a, yep, 0.08. Oh, current ratio. They have a bunch of cash, so this won't come up that great. Now let's see. Let's see if we could just find all of it here. Cash per share, yeah. Okay, so this is, where's the current ratio? Yeah, so this is all right. So 15.66, book value, what did we just see? 1.8. Yeah, so that's a little bit higher than I thought. Earnings before interest tax deductions, minus 11 mil. Net income we just saw. Financial statements. Net income minus 3.5. You know what? I think this is supposed to be trailing 12 month. You know what? We'll just do most recent quarter. Put that in there so you guys know. Gross margin. Da, 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 da. Cash. They have $28 million cash. Cash after burn. Um, how much? What has it been? 2 months. They're burning 3 mil, so they're burning 1 million. So they're probably at around $26 million cash. How much debt do they have? I don't think they have any debt. Maybe $3 million actually. I can't remember. Total debt $4 million. Also, I will always say it, like really bad companies will have a really tough time, you know. They're so bad that they can't even get any debt. And if they do, sometimes it's from like loans from insiders and stuff. Uh oh, all right. What's up, guys? I haven't been checking the comments, but yeah, I'll do another stock. Dilution, obviously massive dilution. Is there any left? That's a question. I don't know if Roth has to sell. I don't know where. I have a Series 24 book that goes into offerings pretty good. Uh, I don't have it at my desk. It's actually in my room. I've been reading it lately, but I did just get my friend to send me a package, and he has the Series 24, Series 7 books. And I'm about to bust these out and see if I could find anything on him. Really excited for these books. I've really been wanting these. All right, Series 7, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Oh, but these are like workbooks. These aren't. Oh, okay. This is the study program. Wow, there's all kinds of shit in here that's not going to be useful. All right, let's see if we can find anything on placement agents. Account increasing in value, blah blah blah. Nope, this is not the book that I want. These might not even be useful. Okay, here we go. Maybe this is it. New issues. Section issuance of preferred stock. Common stock. Issue of common stock. Ah, nope. I don't know if it has anything on underwriting. All right. Well, there will be some good stuff in here. Transfer agent. Yeah. So I want to know when they're able to sell. If anyone has any answers. So Roth Capital has 45 days to, exercise the right to purchase the stock at a discount. Now, how long are they able to sell it immediately? I would imagine so. So those shares would be outstanding as soon as I would assume as soon as they decide to um, purchase the shares have to be registered, all that stuff, authorized, blah blah, whatever, and now they're probably able to sell 2 million shares. I don't know when the date was that they were able to, but let's look at the volume chart. So I know I'm kind of like going way into this, but let's just see if they can dump any. All right, where did we read that? In here, right? So we're offering 12 million shares. Okay, this is 11/13, and that was November. So now they have a 40-day options purchase 1.9 million. go to page 6, where you can find 2 million shares. They had 2 million shares on 11/14. So pull up the chart. Oh my gosh, yesterday this thing traded an ungodly amount of. They might have gotten rid of them. So we said 11/14. They traded 25 million shares, 25 million shares, 10 million shares, 10 million shares. So these guys probably had no problem running through 2 million shares to get, you know, yeah, these guys probably are, I don't even know if they have any left. All right, so basically at the end of the day, chart resistance, yes, whatever. They have massive bag holding. News was baloney. I don't think that's really relevant. I mean, yeah, it's gonna help them slightly. Is it gonna change the bottom line? They're gonna need to sell a lot of, CBD drinks. All right, let's try a different company. Someone suggested TNXP, which is already gapping 30%. It's on SSR. Okay, let's take a look at the little chart here. All right, so TNXP, and now we're gonna go to gap 30%, which is a nice little gap, but it's on SSR. If a stock is ripping on SSR, do not try to short it. FYI, pro tip. Ask me how I know that. TNXP. All right, first thing I want to do right now. So they're doing a reverse split. All right, let's just look at this real quick. So they had 14 million shares outstanding. When was the reverse split date? September 30th. Okay. Clinical stage biopharmas company focused on developing blah 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 treat serious neuropsychiatric conditions and biological products to improve biodefense. In fact, a 1 for 10 reverse stock split. This will be effective. So this thing has 1.4 million shares. This is the date. Yesterday is the date of effect, right? All right, let me reread that because I might be missing something. Okay, 1 for 10. Let me pull up. I don't need that on. Okay, 1 for 10 reverse split. 1 for 10 reverse split. This will be effective for trading purposes as of the commencement of trading Wednesday, November. Okay, so now it is the 29th. Approved by the board of directors. So they need to stay, okay, they're on the global market. Oh, okay. So I got all excited. I thought this was going to be much less, but this is went from 150 million to 14 million. V-Stock Transfer will also be acting as an exchange agent for the reverse split. All right, so they have 14 million shares outstanding. Now let's see if they have some news. Oh, what do you know? Reverse split news. I bet this company needs cash. Okay. Today announced that it has received the official minutes. Okay, official minutes from the October Breakthrough Therapy Type B clinical guidance meeting with the U.S. Um, Food and Drug Administration. The minutes are consistent with the preliminary guidance the company received at the meeting and confirmed the FDA's acceptance of the new Phase 3 recovery study design. Okay, okay. The acceptance of the new Phase 3 recovery study design. That's not, well, okay, that's not approval of a Phase 3 drug. Plans the recovery PTSD in the first. The company plans to start recovery trial for the treatment of post traumatic stress disorder PTSD in the first quarter of 2019. The new trial will incorporate several new design features, including restricting enrollment of blah, 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 within 9 years of screening instead of 2001 or later, as in the Phase 3 honor study. Okay, the recovery study will include participants who have experienced civilian traumas in addition to those with military-related traumas. The primary endpoint, mean change from baseline in the severity of PTSD symptoms as measured in the clinical, okay, scale, blah, 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 is the same that is used in the Phase 3 honor study and the Phase 2 at ease study, but the CAPS-5 primary endpoint will be assessed at week 4 instead of at week 12. In the Phase 3 honor study, the week 4 assessment meaningful improvement at this time in the entire modified intent to treat sample. All right, I know nothing about any of this, but I'm still reading because based on the week 4 primary endpoint, approximately 250 patients will enroll the recovery trial. Okay. So they're about to start a phase 3 study, right? Now let's go to the bio calendar. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, now this thing is up 55%. It was at $5 when I first started looking at it, and I just saw shares go through at $5.91. It's so cold in my house right now that my coffee is already cold. All right, company search TNXP. TNXP. There it is, Tonix drug information. Okay, so this is the one we're talking about. Just kidding. Phase 3 trial halted due to insufficient efficacy. Phase 2 data released for it did not meet primary endpoint. Phase 3 data released September 2016. Primary endpoint not met. Program discontinued. Oh, this is the one we're talking about. This is the new one. This is the first one that did not meet. Okay. New phase 3 trial to be initiated 1Q1. Okay. I don't really know, and this is obviously not investment advice. Obviously, this is just me researching some stocks on a live stream. So please understand that. Um, you have to make your own decisions and everything. But if I just read, let me just go back here. I want to see. Okay, so this is, oh, okay. So this is exactly what we thought. This is the new study, right? This is the old study. Now, know that and go here and you can read the new trial will incorporate several new design features. So this is for when now they're going to tell us what the design features are, including restricting enrollment, right? So within 9 years of screening instead of 2001 or later. Okay, so the old study, this study right here, was the old study. This is the, I think they're calling it the honor study. And now we're on to the recovery. The honor study was using patients 2001 and later. Okay, no idea what just happened. Right? 2001 or later. And now they're doing within 9 years. So that's one thing. The recovery study will also include participants who have experienced civilian traumas in addition to those with military-related traumas. The primary endpoint mean change from the baseline in severity of PTSD symptoms as measured, okay, for is the same as, okay, so that's the same, right? Is the same as that used in the phase 3 study and the phase 2 at E study. But the CAPS 5 primary endpoint will be assessed at week 4 instead of week 12. In the save that. In the phase 3 honor study, the week 4 assessment showed clinically meaningful improvement at this time point in the entire modified intent to treat sample. Based on the week 4 primary endpoint, approximately 250 patients will be enrolled in the study compared to approximately. So they're going to use less patients and they're going to assess the endpoints after week 4, not after week 12. Hmm, 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 hmm. The phase 3 trial will be double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled study of blah, blah, blah. This is the drug. The primary endpoint will be the week 4 mean change from the baseline. Okay, a key secondary endpoint will be the week 12 mean. So they be different, must be different because they have. I must be missing this right here. I I'm I have no idea. I think I might be understanding this wrong. I'm assuming that they're the same drug. They're just changing the study design. Any doctors in the house? Oh my gosh, this thing's already at $6.34. Red flag. Okay. No, I don't want to say red flag, but um, the Alzheimer's disease is basically impossible, and I would be highly skeptical of a company with a market cap of what's 15 times 6 is under $100 million. That's 15 times 6 is 9. 1.5 times 6. Yeah, that's 9. Um, of, solving Alzheimer's disease. That would be quite impressive. But man, this thing is gonna rip today. Let's just take a look and see. Oh, about the honor study. Here we go. To complete a 12-week course. Okay, so the honor study used this drug. The honor study was stopped at the interim analysis when the primary did not cross a predefined study continuation threshold. However, a clinical meaning improvement in CAPS-5 was observed at week 4. I don't even know what the hell that means. There were no serious. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I have a book that I have that can help me with this. All right, so I am back, and TNXP. Let's see if I have it pulled up so you guys can see the level 2 real quick, because it's just taking out bids. TNXP. There was just a wall. Okay, someone's adding more here. So if someone's selling, I mean that's not like a massive position, but what's 100 times 660? 60,000. Someone's selling 60,000 short, I would assume. Let's see if they are. 660 on the chart. Just got taken out. This thing's gonna rip. If that guy's under, if that's a short seller and they're now underwater, could get ugly. 60,000 dollars is probably just a starter for some people though. I wouldn't want to touch this thing short until 10. Seriously, I wouldn't touch this short till 10. And I still have no idea. Where'd that book go that I just got? All right. Hopefully no one was expecting a eventful stream. It will be interesting to see if that guy pops back up. All right. Yeah, page 19 I think is what we need to look at. I need to read this book entirely. All right, what the fuck does this mean? Dude, this stock's a joke. So, okay, so far what I've gathered from this is that they're doing the same study with the same drug, they're just changing the point at which they are going to test its effect. It's not effect, it's usefulness. Maybe it's the word I'm looking for. P equals what does P equals mean? What is P? Oh my god, this thing's already above 7. So there's 100 shares at 701, if you guys can see on level 2. I'm not really paying attention to this, but this could be that short seller possibly. We see, hopefully you guys can follow it. It's a big 100. This is like 100 times 100. Each one block is a 100 share block. So, 100 times 100 is 10,000 share block. That guy might be underwater. That might be him. What's the? I didn't catch the market maker, but never want to be early shorting this. I wouldn't touch this on this type of move. It's not pre-market. Trying to figure out what the hell that thing means. Okay, so phase 3 studies, chapter 7. Oh wow, this book has an entire the projected market for Alzheimer's disease treatments. I gotta read this thing. I've picked up this book like 4 times, but I just have no clue what's going on, so I never finish it. Seems like a really good book. A lot of information I bet is in this thing. Gotta learn how to figure this shit out. All right, let's just jump to. Wow, this thing's gonna take off. It's going to 10. Wow, 770. What I started researching this stock at what was it? $5 and was literally at the bottom of this dip. I looked at it. Oh my gosh, it's been almost we watched it break through 5. And now it's at $7. Moral of the story, yeah, just freaking obviously I should just start buying the stocks and then researching after I buy because I would have made fucking $2.50 a share. It's a joke. Let's see if any of this. I don't even think the news is meaningful. I honestly think this is irrelevant news on this stock. Where are my doctors at? Someone explain what the P is. I could probably learn in the 10K. All right, let's go back and research. Um, what what does this mean? So my mouse is messing up. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, P equals 0.019. Is that, what is that a measure of? Because this is the same, I'm pretty positive this is the same drug that they were using that failed, that already did not meet the primary endpoints, but now they're changing the time frame, is my understanding. Likely I could be finding much more information in the 10K. Okay, so this is basically saying if what you're saying is the bigger the p-value, the more unlikely it is to get approval, correct? So that means a p-value of, oh, you're saying 0.05. A small p-value less than 0.05. All right, I'm gonna read this link. Null hypothesis journals seem to default position that there is no relationship between the two measured phenomena, or no association among groups. The null hypothesis, and thus concluding that there are or are not grounds for for believing that there is a relationship between two phenomena. Yeah, no worries. Thank you. I appreciate that link. I'm reading it. Um, is a central task in the modern practice of science in the field. So TNXP has shares available to short in a few different places. So this thing has a high chance of running. I mean, gosh, maybe after 9:45. Usually these things pop up, get slammed down. Ooh, I'm gonna message this person. Oh, I just spilled coffee on my keyboard. Son of a bitch. Alright, you guys watch the stock. I'm gonna keep researching this. All right. So now that I am trying to figure that out, I just asked someone for a little bit of guidance. Hold on a second. All right. So I had to yell at my dog. Not yell, but anyways, let's take a just take a quick look at the most recent 10Q. This is not a 10Q. This is a sale up to 4.3 million shares. Lincoln Park. I've been seeing these guys pop up a lot lately. Who else did they just pop up on? All right, 10Q. So they got 14 million shares. $14 million cash. No liabilities. They've lost a lot of money. It's very expensive to bring a drug to market. So they're losing $5 million a quarter. $5 million a quarter is quite a bit. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see company will continue as a going concern. Reoccurring losses, negative cash flows from operating activities, company working capital of 13.5 million. Yeah, so that's not very good. So basically, they don't have enough money to operate for the next year. So, and they're trying to push this drug through. Let's be real, it's probably not going to happen. I don't know the risk of it actually happening. So if everything does go, I mean, the stock probably goes way up, but this is the chances of that are very, very small. Um, basically, yeah, so I don't really see Lincoln Park transaction. Hold on, let's read this one too. So they have 15 million shares authorized. On June 16th, 2017, the company filed a certificate of amendments articles in corporation with Nevada Security. Increase authorized shares to 150 million. 150 million to 15 million. On September 2017, the company entered a purchase agreement, Lincoln Park LLC, $15 million worth of its common stock. The company signed the 2007 purchase. The company issued 73 million shares to Lincoln Park. During the 9 months, the company sold 1.1 million shares of common stock under the purchase agreement for net proceeds of 2.3 million. The company could not issue or sell more than 20% of the shares of its common stock outstanding immediately prior to the execution of the 2017 purchase agreement, 1.5 million shares, unless the average price of all applicable shares Lincoln Park purchase agreement exceeds the threshold amount of $4.50 per share. As the company has issued 1.5 million shares to Lincoln Park under the 2017 purchase agreement and at less than the threshold amount, the company will not sell any additional shares under the 2017 without shareholder approval. Okay. At the market offering. On May 2018, company entered into a sales agreement with Cohen, okay, we know Cohen, as sales agent, which the company could have from time to time issued or sold common shares aggregate of 9.5 million ATM on the same day. The company filed a prospectus supplement under its existing shelf registration relating to the 2018 sales agreement. Cohen acted as sole sales agent for 3% commission. The company's common stock sold at a prevailing market prices at the time, and as a result, prices varied. During the 9 months ended September, the company sold an aggregate of 1.6 million shares of common stock using the at the market, resulting in $4.1 million net expenses of, okay. The company sold an aggregate of 3.3 million shares. Okay, so they can sell up to 9.5 million. Um, so far, They've sold 4.1 million plus 2.2 million. So they still have 3.2 million shares, dollars worth of shares that they can sell. April 2017 financing. Wow, these guys have used everyone. This company's trash. So, these warrants. What what keywords in the filing made the stock pop? It's mostly the volume, um, the reverse split volume, and then new phase three. I mean, companies put out these press releases all the time. Uh, and like I said, this one I feel like is, I mean, this is not a good company whatsoever. Uh, but this is how they run. This is how they stay alive. They need cash to stay alive. If they run out of cash, they die. And then what happens is if they get into the situation where they can no longer raise cash, their methods of raising cash will destroy the stock. These companies stay around much, much longer than they should. They get plenty and plenty of opportunities, and don't get me wrong, what this company is trying to do may be good, and they may be trying to do the right thing. But the reality is most of these companies are, you know, spending tons and tons of money for something that, may not ever happen. And it's hard with pharmaceutical companies because a lot of them may be trying, but there's a lot of them that, you know, are kind of just BS. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe it's something about going public. It's an easy way for insiders to make money. I don't really know. But I do know I see a lot of, companies that just have these products that really don't even seem to do anything. They'll get approved in maybe like Europe or something, and you go on and you read the reviews, and it's just like didn't help, whatever. And it's pretty frustrating when they're taking millions and millions and millions of dollars from shareholders in the U.S. through raising. Um, I know many people will say, well, they're allowed to do that, and yes, they are allowed to do that, but if you're raising millions of dollars through offerings and through these dilutive deals with companies and institutions that are able to dump millions of shares, uh, it's basically a legal loophole for you to run. I'm not gonna say it, but it starts with a P and it rhymes with Aussie, and it's kind of um messed up. I don't think I'm Look, I don't know anything. I didn't study biology. I didn't study chemistry in college, but um, I would like to find out from this guy what the hell this shit means. I hope he tweets me back. No, I don't know if he will. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's kind of a little bit of a scam. This company's lost $180 million. That's a lot of money. Where does that money come from? Well, shareholders. Saying that, I'll be right back. You know what? Maybe I'll end the stream. Yeah. Um, what's up? What's up? What's up? I think I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. I kind of want to, I don't really see much that I'm really interested in trading. Um, TNXP, people were claiming easy to borrow, SSR, not super low float, but relatively low float pre-market, not a lot of liquidity. So that's watchable. Now, I think there's some dilution that they could be dumping to this morning, and I'm gonna try to sit and dig and like really post that to the chat for you guys. So, um, The only thing I'm kind of interested in, I want CRON to go to 9 and I want to short it there. That's about it. CGC, I've been playing CGC and I've had some like really nice trades on it. So I'll watch that a bit, but nothing crazy. Kind of just sitting and waiting, waiting and waiting and waiting. Uh, what else is moving? Yeah, that's about it. But I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I hope everyone has a good trading day. Hopefully everyone stays green. I'm gonna continue to, you know, try to figure out what's going on. Do some reading of this book. I need to read this book really bad. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to post some more valuable information once I figure out exactly what's going on. So another thing I always say is the Alzheimer's disease. Uh, why this is not the company that should be wasting their money on that, at least. But we'll see. So be careful on TNXP. Don't get your fingers slammed shut in the door because it could get ugly. Where is it? It's trading at TNXP. So it just broke down. Yeah, so that was a crazy run up this morning. We watched the whole thing. I was reading about it. This company's in trouble. They need cash, so they're gonna raise soon. I don't know. I'm gonna continue to see if they can be dumping on this move, but I'll post that in the chat room. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully everyone has a good day. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys make some money out there today. I'm out of here. Peace.